Welcome to my channel, Crochet for Baby. Thanks for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet these beautiful baby booties. They're for baby boys and girls between 3 and 6 months old. I made them to match the little set that I showed you for little girls using the Crystal Waves crochet stitch pattern, which includes the matching little hat, the matching coat or jacket, and the matching overalls. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you the links to these tutorials, and I will also leave some information on how you can make them smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Now, to make these cute little booties, this is the yarn that I used. It's DK weight yarn. I used pink and white. In total, for each one of the booties, you're going to need about 18 grams, 13 grams in pink and 4 grams in white. You will need less or more depending on the size that you're making. Okay, let's get started. But don't forget, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the notifications bell to all notifications so that YouTube can recommend my videos. And if you like this tutorial, please hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. To begin, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this DK weight yarn. You can also use any number 3 yarn or 8 ply. Now, at the beginning of the video, I showed you the yarn that I'm using, and I told you how much yarn we're going to need for the baby shoes that we're going to make here in this tutorial. So here, to begin, I have 12 chains. Into the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, into this third chain here, make a half double crochet. Half double crochet into the next chain, half double crochet into the next, and so on. This is all we're going to do here. Make sure that you're only going through the first loop here of the chain, because once we finish this side, we're going to come back around the other side and do the same thing. So make sure to only go through the front loop here of the chain. I have one last chain. So far I have, let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 half double crochets, not counting the 2 chains that we left here. So now into this last chain, I'm going to make 7 half double crochets. So insert your hook, that's 1, 7 half double crochets. Now along the other side of the chain, beginning into the next stitch here, make a half double crochet and continue until you have 9 half double crochets for this other side. I will meet you right here to show you what we need to do next. I finished making these 9 half double crochets along this other side. Now we have the 2 chains here that were left when we started. So into this next chain, make sure you go through both loops like this, insert your hook, and here you're going to make 7 half double crochets. That's 1, 7. Now to finish this first row, go on top of the first half double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the first row. You should have a total of 32 half double crochets. We have 9 here for this side, then we did 7, 9 here, and then 7. So that's a total of 32 stitches. Now for the second row, chain 2. These 2 chains do not count. Beginning into this first stitch where we joined, make a double crochet. Here I'm going to make a total of 9 double crochets. That's 2, 9. There. Now into the next 7 stitches, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make 2 double crochets into each one of these 7 half double crochets. Beginning into the next, make 2 double crochets into the next, that's 3 and 4. Into the next, 5 and 6. Into the next, 7, 8, into the next, 9, 10, into the next, 11, 12, and into the next, 13 and 14. There, we have 14 double crochets here for the center. Now continue and make 1 double crochet into the next 9 half double crochets. So continue, and I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to work the center part on the other side. I finished making these 9 double crochets along this side. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Into the next 7 half double crochets, we're going to make 2 double crochets. So beginning into the next stitch, make 2 double crochets. Into the next, 3 and 4. Into the next, 5 and 6. Into the next, 7 and 8. Into the next, 9 and 10. Into the next, 11 and 12. And into the last, 13 and 14. Now to finish this second row, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the second row. At the end of this row, you should have a total of 46 stitches. We have 9 here for this side, 14, 9, and 14. So that's a total of 46 stitches. Now cut your yarn and pass your yarn through this last loop. I already had cut my yarn. So this part here is done. This is the sole of the baby booties. Now what you're going to do next is you're going to make 3 more. Each bootie is going to have 2 pieces, so like this. You can just make 1, that would be up to you. So what we're going to do next is we're going to join both pieces together. So this here is the right side and here's the back. So we're going to put back to back like this. Now, before you continue, you need to hide your ends. I already did this here. Here we're going to mark the center for this part and here also. So to do this, we have these 14 stitches, so count 7. That's 2, 4, 6, 7. Place a stitch marker. Same thing for this one, 2, 4, 6, 7. Place a stitch marker between the 7th and the 8th. And repeat the same thing for this other side. We have 2, 4, 6, 7. Put a stitch marker, 2, 4, 6, 7, there. Now for this side, you should have 23 stitches, and on this side, 23 as well. So here, to begin, it doesn't matter which end, you're just going to go into this next stitch after the stitch marker and through the second piece, insert your hook here. Now I'm going to be using this pink yarn. These baby booties, I'm making them to match the little crystal waves set that I showed you recently. I know many of you commented and asked that I showed you how to make the baby booties. This one here. It's this one here with the crystal waves little cardigan and the crystal waves romper or overalls. So these are the matching booties for that. I already have a matching baby hat and a blanket for that as well. So here to continue, chain 2 right into this same stitch here through both pieces, insert your hook and make a double crochet. Now into the next 2 stitches, a double crochet and a double crochet into the next 2. And this is how we're going to continue to join both pieces all around. Just make 1 double crochet through this piece and through the second piece here in the back. At the end of this first row, you're going to be left with 46 stitches, which is the same number of stitches we had in the second row here of the sole. Continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end of this first row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this first row. I have 46 double crochets. We have joined the 2 pieces together, so now you can remove the stitch marker here. This was just to mark the center, since from now on this is going to be the back and here's going to be the front. So to finish this first row, just go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the first row with 46 double crochets. Now for the second row, chain 2. Now beginning into this first stitch, which is the same one we joined to, make a double crochet into the next stitch, double crochet into the next, and so on. For this row, this is all we're going to do, just double crochets all around. Continue. I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this second row. This is where we did double crochets all around. I have 46 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the second row. Now in the third row, we're going to start to reduce this part here of the front of the booty. Here you're going to mark 13 stitches for this side. Then we have 20 stitches for the front and then 13 stitches here. So to do the third row, we're going to chain 2 and right into the same stitch here, make your first double crochet. Here I'm going to work these 13 double crochets. So that's 1, 13. Now we have the next 20 stitches. Here we're going to decrease and we're going to make double crochet 2 together. So beginning into the next stitch after the stitch marker, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, leave 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again and into the next stitch, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Into the next 2, repeat the same thing. And this is how we're going to work this center part of the booty. There. Here you should have 10 stitches now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Now continue along and work 1 double crochet into the next 13 stitches. I'm here at the end of the third row. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now at the end of this third row, you should have a total of 36 stitches, 13 plus 13 plus 10. So that's a total of 36 stitches at the end of this third row. Now for the fourth row, I have moved my stitch markers. Here we're going to mark 11 stitches on this side, then we're going to mark 14 stitches here for the center, and here on this other side we have 11 stitches. So for the fourth row, we're going to chain 2 and right into this first stitch, which is the same one that we joined to, make a double crochet. Here I'm going to make 11 double crochets, so that's 2, 11. Now we have the next 14 stitches. We're going to work double crochet 2 together. So yarn over and beginning into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, leave 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Now into the next 2, same thing, a double crochet decrease. So that's 2, 7. So here for the center part, you should be left with 7 stitches. Now we have the last 11 stitches, so make 1 double crochet into each one of these last 11 double crochets. Continue. I'll meet you at the end of this fourth row. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. At the end of this row, I have 29 stitches. We have 11 stitches along this side. We have 7 stitches for the front and 11 stitches here on this other side. So that's a total of 29 stitches at the end of this fourth row. To finish this row, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 5, we're going to chain 2. In this row, we're just going to make double crochets all around. So beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet, double crochet on top of the next, and so on. Here we're just going to work double crochets all around like I said, and at the end of this row we're also going to be left with 29 double crochets. Continue like this. I will meet you at the end of this 5th row. I'm here at the end of this 5th row. In this row we did double crochets all around. I have a total of 29 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 6 we're going to chain 2. In this row we're going to make front post and back post double crochets. Beginning into this first double crochet, work a front post double crochet, into the next a back post double crochet, into the next front post double crochet, into the next back post double crochet, and so on. Continue like this all around, just making front post and back post double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this 6th row. I'm here at the end of the 6th row. In this row we did front post and back post double crochets. I have 29 stitches. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 7, chain 1. In this row we're going to make single crochets all around. So beginning into the first stitch, make a single crochet, into the next a single crochet, and so on. Continue like this all around, just making single crochets. At the end of this 7th row, we're going to have 29 single crochets. I'll meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of this 7th row. In this row we did single crochets. I have 29. Now to finish, go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 8 we're going to begin the pattern. So here I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go into the next single crochet right here and make a single crochet. Now you can put a stitch marker here where I did this chain. This is the chain that we're going to join to with a slip stitch at the end of each row. So here we're going to now chain 2 and right into this same stitch where I did the single crochet, make 3 double crochets. Now skip 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, make a single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Again, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th single crochet, make a single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets into this same stitch. Now this is how I'm going to continue all around. If you want to change yarn color here for the cuff of the bootie, you can. This is how it's going to look once it's done. I'm going to do mine all in pink, and then at the end I'm going to do 1 row in white. But if you want to do this part here in a different color, you can. Continue like this for this 8th row. I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this 8th row. I have a total of 7 of these shells. Now here at the end I have 3 single crochets left. I'm going to skip these 3 and I'm going to go right into the chains space that I did here. That's the first chain that we did, remember I told you? So right to the side, I'm going to go in there and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the 8th row with 7 shells. Now for the 9th row, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now this 9th row is the row that we're going to repeat from here on. So you just chain 1, turn. Now we have the first shell, we have 3 double crochets and a chain 2 space. Into the second double crochet of this first shell, make a front post single crochet. Now remember this chain here that we did at the beginning. That's where you're going to join to at the end of each row. Now chain 2 and right into the chain 2 space of this first shell, make 3 double crochets. We have the second shell, into the second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and into the chain 2 space, 3 double crochets. And this is how you're going to work each one of the shells. Now continue like this for this 9th row. I will meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of the 9th row. I have 7 shells. Now to finish, you always go here to the side where we have this chain and join with a slip stitch. Now from here on, like I said, this is the row that we're going to repeat for the rest of the cuff here. So for row 10, I'm going to start you off. You just chain 1 and turn. We have the first shell here into the second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and into the chain 2 space of this same shell, make 3 double crochets. We have the second shell into the second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and into the chain 2 of this same shell, make 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. And that's how you're going to continue all around, which is the same thing we did in the 9th row. Now to finish the row, you just go here to the side where we have the chain, join with a slip stitch, chain 1, turn, and then repeat the same thing. Now for this part here, for the cuff, I did a total of, let's see, 7 rows in the same color, and then for the 8th row I changed to white. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, so 7 rows. Continue, make these 7 rows, and then I'm going to come back and show you the last row. I finished making these 7 rows. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through that last loop. So here we're going to make 1 more row, and I'm going to use this white yarn. So here, insert your hook into the same stitch that we joined to, grab a loop, chain 1, and turn. We have the first shell into the second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and into the chain 2, make 3 double crochets. The rest is the same how you work this part here. So continue, finish this last row, and then I'll come back and show you the finished booties. I finished making this last row. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through that last loop, and this part here is done. Now in total we did 7 rows here, and then the last row, the 8th row here, I did it in white. So the booties are all done. You can also just weave a ribbon here all around if you like, and you can just fold the cuff like this or wear them as little boots. That would be up to you. So the booties are all done. These booties are for babies between 3 and 6 months, and I made them to match this beautiful little set, which includes the matching little cardigan sweater, the little hat, and the little overalls. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you the link to these tutorials, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Now, this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.